Hello, and thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm Kat, and today I want to talk about two of my favorite things, Beetlejuice and fighting. I've been so hyperfixating on Beetlejuice for about 5 months now, and have probably driven everyone who talks to me insane because of that. So today I'm going to be discussing how I feel I would fare in a fight against each incarnation of both Beetlejuice and Lydia in a one-on-one fight. So here we go. First combatant I'm talking about today is myself. Standing at a height of 5'10 in boots, 125 pounds fully loaded, and filled with incomprehensible rage upon seeing Michael Keaton's face, I feel like I am not the kind of person anyone wants to fight. I currently have 4 knives and a very small crossbow, easily accessible to me at almost every moment, and if I were to move, I also have 2 swords and a bow available. And not only do I have a veritable arsenal of weaponry, I am also somewhat of a witch and have dealt with ghosts before. My house is maybe probably haunted. It's been a while since the ghosts here have done anything. However, my grandma's house is definitely haunted. And the last time I spent the night, I was alone. And the ghost spent most of the night pacing up and down the hallway, which made it hard to sleep. I don't like ghosts. However, despite all the previous points, I've never actually been in a physical fight before. Also, I have weak bones and anxiety, and I am somewhat afraid of conflict, and my stamina is pretty much non-existent. Overall, I feel like I could be a pretty formidable opponent if it came down to it. However, I probably wouldn't actually do well in a ruled fight. Second group of combatants discussed today will be the intrinsically spooky variety and will be organized in order of least to most difficult to beat, in my opinion. Let's go. Beetlejuice, the OG. According to celebheights.com, Michael Keaton stands in at about 5'9". He's also probably got better upper body strength than I do, given he's a grown-up man and I am a rather small art student. Also, he's got Michael Keaton's face, which I loathe and fear in equal measure. Unfortunately, ghosts are highly affected by salt and iron. He's also very cocky and thinks he's big stuff. Unprotected lower legs leave him open to shin kicks, something I am not above in a fight, and I know how to banish him. I've watched the movie. Overall, I feel like I could beat him pretty easily, despite him seeming the most threatening of the three. So, number 2, musical juice. Apparently he's a demon, or at least he claims that multiple times, which, I mean, that's fair. We all had that phase. He can summon a very small army of clones, which gives him the upper hand in numbers. It's kind of cute in a chubby raccoon kind of way. Also, he can pop off some pretty funky dance numbers, and I can't dance to save my life. Unfortunately, he is only 5'6", so I'm taller than him, even barefoot. He's kind of a touch-starved idiot, which, I mean, that's also fair. We've all been there. It definitely gives me the feeling that if someone hugged him, he'd just start crying. And also, he was murdered by a 15-year-old kid, so it's kind of difficult to feel threatened by him, just because of that alone. I don't think I could actually beat him in a fight, however, I probably wouldn't actually need to fight him, because if I gave him a hug, he'd just start crying. So, number 3 is Toon Juice. Oh boy. He seems to have unlimited power, as opposed to the other two, who at least have some implied limits to their abilities. As far as I can figure out, he's some kind of trickster god in disguise, which I don't know what to do with that. He can come up with puns on the fly too, which I personally find threatening because I'm not good at that. However, as powerful as he is, his powers are often volatile and prone to backfiring against him. He also might be afraid of water, might just not like it, it's kind of unclear, and he genuinely just wants to hang out with his friends, which is admirable. I can appreciate that. I also just want to hang out with my friends. I haven't left the house in weeks. If he wanted to, he could absolutely destroy me in an instant, but as things stand, he just wants to hang out with his best friend, so I'll leave him to it. The final category will be discussing the other half of these particularly dysfunctional duos. A particular goth kid who deals with the crazy ghost slash demon slash possible god crap in her life, and this will also be ordered in order of least to most difficult. Here we go. To Lydia. She's friends with possible trickster god, which is something I cannot, unfortunately, claim to be. She's also just like a genuinely nice person. I like her. She seems pretty nice. I also don't want to punch a 7th grader. It'd make me feel bad. Unfortunately, I mean, she's 12 and I'm a grown adult. I'm almost definitely physically stronger than her, and she tends to see the best in everyone, so she probably wouldn't be expecting me to punch her, but, like, I don't want to do that. Why would I punch a child? Who wants me to punch a child? That's just wrong. I could definitely beat her in a fight, but I wouldn't feel good about it, and also probably wouldn't live very long to celebrate my victory. I'd probably just show her the cool pictures of snakes that I have saved on my phone, because she's a sweet kid. I like her. Number 2 is Movie Lydia. She's good at tricking old white guys, which might not seem like a really important skill for this particular set, but, I mean, I can appreciate that. Also, she radiates lesbian energy, and I am but a simple gay. She does a lot of physical photography, which is really cool, and it involves a lot of funky chemicals and tools that I know absolutely nothing about, so I'm kind of intimidated. However, she is only a high schooler and also goes to private school. I mean, granted, I also went to private school, but I'm going to a state university now. I feel like private school kids are less likely to, like, be down to get physical. She tends to rely on others a lot, which is an admirable quality in a person, but in a 1v1 fight is not the best. I got the feeling that she'd flirt with me to get my guard down before hitting me over the head with a pan and knocking me out in one hit. I would not do well. One hell of a headache. And last but not least is Musical Lydia. She's 15 and fears neither God nor death. She shoved a man off a roof once to make the point. She has the necessary arm strength to impale someone through the chest with a blunt instrument. I'm terrified of her. She walked into and out of the realm of the dead, like, just because, and married a demon to bring him to life so she could immediately murder him. And however, despite all her frankly terrifying qualities, she's a kid. She's pretty easy to trick. She also tends to take people at her word, probably more than she should. But again, she's a kid. I don't know what you want. She's a kid. She trusts people. It's kind of what you do when you're a kid. I mean, she also seems like she doesn't really have very many friends. She seems kind of lonely. I don't know. She could definitely kill me, like, without breaking a sweat. But I don't really want to fight her. She seems pretty cool. I just kind of want to be friends with her. In conclusion, today I have discussed how I feel a one-on-one fight between each of these characters would go, and I think the conclusions I reach are fairly reasonable, given the facts provided. Once again, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.